just growing the game in Africa and specifically in Nigeria, because there's just so much potential in Nigeria, so many great players. And, the goal is to eventually see Nigeria in the top 5 rankings. I really think that. I really think we're a top 5 team in the world. And, so that's the goal, to try to get it there or to help push it there.
I mean, you say you do feel like you guys are top 5 in terms of ranking. What metrics are you using to actually come up with that?
For me, I'm solely basing it off of talent and players that we have, because as good as our world championship team has been, like, these last couple of years, everybody keeps on saying, well, this is the best team Nigeria's ever put together. And we've never honestly ever really had the top talent on one team playing together. I mean, the greatest Nigerian player of all time, which is Hakeem Olajuwon, hands down, it's not even close. He never played for the senior men's team. So that should tell you something. Like, we've never been able to get the country's best. And that's what we're all trying to change. Our generation, we're all trying to speak to the younger generation. We're all trying to get everybody to come together and to represent Nigeria. So I think if we do that, then we are a top 5 talent in the world. I mean, I don't really think you can question that if you actually go down and look at the players.
Ike, there actually has been a lot of debate within Africa about who is the best team. Like you said, you guys have all the talent, but that hasn't translated to results necessarily all the time. Because Tunisia are obviously AfroBasket champions. Heading into qualifiers, they've got the best defensive rating and net rating. You guys have the #1 FIBA ranking and the best offensive rating. And Angola is obviously 11-time AfroBasket champions. So how do you justify being the top-ranked team being into qualifiers?
Well, I mean, I feel like we're the top-ranked team. I mean, because we were the team that came out and we qualified for the Olympics. So that's got to count for something. But, it goes back to not always having the best talent play together. 2015 was a great team. We won the African championships. But then in 2017, there was a lot of stuff that was going on, and that team wasn't able to defend their crown. So, yeah, we lost to Tunisia, but that was a totally different team from 2015 that actually won. So, and then obviously the standard is Angola. Nobody can take anything away from them. We're trying to do, we're ourselves trying to do what Angola did, try to build some consistency. So, we just got to be consistent. But I feel like right now, with the way everything is going, I feel like we are the #1 team in Africa. But, Tunisia has the right to feel like they're #1, and so does Angola.
So Ike, you're basing that off of potential? Is that it?
Well, yeah. I mean, I am basing it off of potential and talent.
Well, I mean,
the depth of talent you guys have.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to talent-wise, and this is no knock on any other country, but I mean, we just have waves and waves and waves of players. I mean, a prime example is what we did in 2017. I mean, we didn't take anybody from the gold medal winning team in 2015, and then, we barely lose to an experienced Tunisia team. And that team that I played on, I mean, we had zero experience. Those were all most of those guys. It was their first time playing African basketball, and to make it all the way to the championship, like, that's crazy to me. I don't know how many.
Didn't Congo beat you guys? Didn't Congo beat you guys in that tournament?
We did lose to Congo.
They've got a lot of talent too, though.
We did lose to them.
Yeah.
But we regrouped and we knocked off to me, which was the #1 team there, which was a very, very good Senegal team. To me, that's the best team that I've seen Senegal put together.
Right.
Yeah, that was their strongest 12 in a long time.
And you walked away with MVP, right? You talking about 2017, right?
Yes, 2017.
Okay.
After getting upset in 2013 in AfroBasket, we've learned not to take any African teams. Anybody can beat you on any given day. We respect all of our opponents. These guys are going to come out and play hard, and that's what we have to do. But we always feel like if we take care of what we have to take care of, match their intensity, and follow our game plan, we feel like we'll be able to come out victorious. I can't speak for everybody, but myself, me and Ben Uzo, we've been in Arizona working out really tough. We do a bunch of shooting. We get a bunch of shooting. We play 5-on-5. We lift weights. We do everything. So we're preparing ourselves like we're in the season. So we should show up in mid-season form. And then a lot of guys are already playing right now in different leagues around the world. So we expect everybody to come and show up ready to play.
So you guys will get into Rwanda on the 22nd, and that's your first team practice.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay. Yeah. Which is pretty standard for a national team.
You don't really have very much practice time. Especially with these new windows. So everything is pretty much on the fly. Coach Brown sent us a couple of sets and things of that nature to study. So we'll all be on the same page by the time we hit the court.
Good job mentioning Coach Brown, right into my next question. So he's obviously a new coach for the Nigerian national team and hasn't had the experience of coaching in Africa. How are you guys kind of preparing him for coming to the continent?
I don't really think so much we're preparing him because he's done a lot of research. His staff that he's bringing on, they got all these analytics and all types of stuff that they do in the NBA. They're bringing that same thing to Africa. So, he's already scouted the opposition. Everything. They've broken everything down. So he's already. From the second he signed on board, he has his staff of people and they've been crunching numbers and doing all types of stuff. So,
that's cool.
He's ahead of the curve.
I'm curious to know, how's he able to scout him? Because, footage and everything, it's really hard to get, in Africa. So how's he able to do that?
Well, they got the Synergy tool, and with Synergy, that makes things a lot easier, because a lot of these players, they play all over, not just in Africa, but France and Europe and all over. So they're able to get different clips on people and, break down tendencies and weaknesses and all that type of stuff. So yeah, it's a whole system. Well, I think attention to detail and organization will be at its highest. And when you get into these tournaments, specifically when you start playing against these European teams and against the top teams in the world, where every possession and things of that nature count, that's really gonna pay dividends. That's really gonna pay huge for us because you gotta know your scouting reports. You gotta have all that stuff down. And I think that's really going to help us, especially somebody who coaches at the highest level. So, preparation is going to be key for us, and it's going to be great.
Out of curiosity, do you have any local Nigerian coaches as part of the coaching staff? That would be great for development.
I am not sure for this window, but in the past we always have. Even at the World Championships, we had a couple of guys. So I think that there will be some more as well.
Perfect.
Ike, I think you're so right. I think Mike Brown is going to be great for Nigeria if you guys, all right? Hopefully you do. I wish you all the best. If you guys make it and keep going further, once you make it and go further into once you start playing against the European teams and everybody else in the world, I think Mike Brown will be great. I think you guys are going to struggle with Mike Brown in Africa. I really do, man. I really do. I hope I'm wrong, but I think you guys are going to struggle.
But I mean, but why do you say that though?
I don't think he understands Africa. It's different. The game is played different. And what you telling me he's gonna be coming out here with his stats, advanced stats and everything and all that, everything is gonna go out the window. Once that whistle blows, the game is just different. I don't know. I feel like coaches in Africa have to make a lot of fly adjustments. It's all about adjustments within the game. It's not so much, I'm coming in with advanced, analytics and all that. It's that, I don't know, man. I really don't know, man.
Well, but I think that the same things that make the African teams great is the same things that I feel like when they go to competition against European teams that they use against them. Because one thing you always know is every African team is always going to play hard. They're going to play hard. They're going to be physical. So what you do, what the European teams and those other teams do is they start using that stuff against them. At some point in time, it takes more than just playing hard. You have to think the game through. You have to do all that type of stuff. So that's what these European teams are doing. They start using your aggressive play against you. Then they get you in foul trouble. And then what do you have to rely on after your aggressiveness is taken away?
But okay, that's a very good point that you just made right there, Ike. But the difference is this: the game is being played in Europe or elsewhere. If the game was played in Africa, it's called slightly different. Certain calls will be a foul elsewhere. They're not fouls in Africa. You should know that. It's almost kind of like playing in the NBA in the regular season and in the playoffs. You played in the NBA, you know how it's played.
True, absolutely. But I mean, I just still feel like preparation, X's and O's, and you know what I'm saying, being able to think the game through is still going to play dividends. To me, I feel like that's what set Angola apart from everybody else, is because they were on top of all that other stuff that, maybe some other countries didn't think was really that important. Analytics and, just having a whole staff. You can't have a staff of just two people. I look at some of these people, countries you played in. I'm like, where's your staff at? You don't have this staff of people just to look cool. Like everybody really has a job. Like one person can't have the job of 7 people, and that's what a lot of these African countries like to do. Like they want this one person.
You're laughing, but that's a fact.
I'm laughing because I know it's true.
Well, you see a lot of NBA players. Obviously you got NBA Africa coming. And a lot of these players that play these African tournaments play high level European basketball. So, just the skill is starting to get better. I think when it comes to African basketball, I think just from a physical standpoint, the athleticism that you see is second to none. But I just think the skills and everything like that is coming far along since the time that I, played my first tournament in 2013, I believe.
Year to year, talent's improving.
It's interesting you say that because we just had, what's his name, Anas. I'm sorry. Anas. I am sorry. I mispronounced his name. Yeah, we just had him, and he said the same thing. He talked about, players in Africa are more athletic. I used to think players in the U.S. were more athletic. Is this the case? Because you kind of hinted the same thing here. Is this what you're telling me? Because you have, like what Coach Liz is saying, you're a veteran in Africa, and of course you played in the NBA and played elsewhere. Is that the case?
I don't think that people in the U.S. are more athletic. For me, I would give the nod to Africa because, you got training and all types of stuff that goes on in the U.S. But, I'm just speaking of Nigeria specifically, not even the entire continent. But I mean, there's time, like I can go to the village right now and see a guy who's playing on concrete and doesn't lift any weights, but he looks like he's cut from stone and can just jump out of the gym. I mean, it's just crazy. Some of the people that you see in Africa. I mean, I'm talking about a guy that's never lifted a weight a day in his life, and you'll be like, wow. Favorite team, I would say, is Senegal, just because I mean, they cost us the trip to the World Championships in 2013. So that's just a team that, yeah,
that was
a team that
you're gunning for, right? You're gunning for.
Yeah, that was a crushing. I don't think there's been a loss that hurt us more than that one. And we lost on like a crazy like play too. Like he just threw up a shot and it went in, and yeah, it was a crazy game. So that's a team that I think we all look forward to playing against, just because yeah, I mean, they cost us our first world championship. You know, China should have been our second world championship, but it was our first. So that's a team. And as far as players, you know, probably Senegal again. Gorgui Deng. Just because, you know, he's a really good player in the NBA, so you always want to match up against the best. So that's always a challenge, you know, to look forward to, because he plays really well in AfroBasket. Well, I have a camp every year in the Southeast because I'm from the East. So I always try to get back to that region, because most of the basketball camps are always like in Lagos and in the big cities, but oftentimes the Southeast is neglected. So I've had camps the past 3 years in the Southeast. So
awesome.
Something I'm very proud of. And you know, whenever retirement comes, I definitely want to be more hands-on in regards to holding camps and doing a lot more things with like our under 17 and under 19, those type of teams with the national team.
Good.
Awesome.
Good.
Now, a bit of a controversial question for you. And so a lot of the Nigerian team is the only team in Africa that relies solely on overseas players, as you said, because of the talent, specifically American Nigerian players. What message do you think that sends locally based Nigerians who rarely get the opportunity to represent Nigeria? And what do you think this?
You know, for me, I don't think there really is much of a difference between them. I shouldn't even say them. Between all of us. Between all of them.
Right.
You know, I feel like it's almost like some type of match that people try to say, you know, Nigerians versus non-Nigerians. But the truth of the matter is, and this is what I tell everybody, I was like, yeah, I did grow up in the U.S., but I grew up in a Nigerian community. I went to Nigerian church. My parents don't speak to me in English. So it's like, there's nothing that you can tell me about Nigeria that I don't know, that I haven't had growing up. You know, I've had a passport since I was small. I didn't just get a passport to play for the national team. So I'm as Nigerian as you can get. But having said that, you know, I just think we need to continue to work on our grassroots system for those guys over there so they can join the national team. And then the other thing is this: a lot of the really good players that are designated when they're young, they're getting shipped over to the U.S. So rarely does a guy who's really, really good get to stay in Nigeria, develop in Nigeria, and then come and play for the national team. It's just non-existent. All of our best players are either getting shipped off to Europe, coming to the US, and that type of thing. So, I just think that within, we need to continue to just build the grassroots program and put more into our coaching and developing players, because I do see where they're coming from, but then at the same time, we choose the best players possible. So it becomes the question of, well, do you want us to put you on the team because you're a home base player, or do you want to be on the team because you're one of the best? If you're one of the best, then you'll be on the team. But, right now, the guys that are playing in the local league, I don't know if any guys will be able to replace somebody that's on the senior men's roster.
True. I think what would be great to see is what if Nigeria kind of mimicked what Senegal has done, build the seed academy, build any kind of academy, so that you can keep that talent in Nigeria a bit longer. And that, because you think of like Gorgie, Yuso, HB guys all came out of the seed academy. Mm-hmm. And so having something like that in Nigeria would be a way of helping to develop local talent. Absolutely. But like I said,
if we get a Gorgie Dang or those type of guys, they're getting brought over to the US, and that's it.
But then, okay, so let me ask you this, all right? And this could be a little controversial. I'm looking at Tunisia, right? Majority of the players actually play in Tunisia, and they have the capability to play anywhere in the world. I mean, they're that good. Some of them played in Europe for a very short period of time, but then they went back home. They're getting paid at home. They make good money at home, and they play for the national team, and they play for the league out there. So you're telling me Nigeria has great players, which is, it's true. It's true. I look at the NBA, majority of African players are Nigerians, right? And you look in Europe, it's Nigerians. No lie, I can't fight that at all. Why not have you guys play in the league in Nigeria and then like lift that league up? Pull it up. Then yes, why aren't you doing that?
Yeah, I mean, we absolutely will play in Nigeria. But if you see what's going on right now, there is no league going on right now. Like there's nothing going on right now. So if you talk to anybody on the national team, we would absolutely love to play in Nigeria. I mean, Nigeria is a great place. We all have houses there, majority of us. So would we love to play in Nigeria and get paid, especially if they pay like Angola and some of these other places? Yeah, that's the way you're supposed to do it.
But Ike, let me cut you off right there. I'm sorry, man, but I know you're not gonna get paid like the way they're getting paid in Angola if you were to play in Nigeria, only because that league right there is not valued at that value right now. But if it had players like you guys, definitely the value will go up, and you'll make even more money playing in Nigeria than you get paid in Angola. It's missing your talent. That's why there's no money.
True, it's true, but it's a double-edged sword, because at the end of the day, it's a job. So you got to be compensated for your job, and to be able to keep your national heroes, where the young kids and everybody can actually come to the game, see them, reach out and touch them. I mean, we would all love that. That's the way that it's supposed to be, and that's what we all envision. There's not one player, obviously, except for the guys that are playing in the NBA, and even them, like Farouk would absolutely love to play in Nigeria. He talks about it all the time. He would absolutely love to play, but obviously they can't afford that type of salary in Nigeria. But
Ike, okay, Basketball African League is obviously around the corner, hopefully in 2021. Would that be a league that people would consider playing in? River Hoopers, for example, will represent Nigeria.
Well, yes. I mean, it's NBA backed. it is NBA back, so you know that there's going to be no silliness when it comes to that. But you know, everything is always going to come down to compensation. You know, I mean, you can play for a discount, yes, but then it just can't be something.
It can't be peanuts.
It needs to make a living.
So, you know, you can't just give so much of a discount to where you're out there and it's like, it doesn't really make sense for you to do it.
Female coaching in Nigeria, you've obviously female basketball team. You've got an assistant coach, a female assistant coach of your women's team. How do you think we'll see an improvement in more women coaching, particularly in that area?
You said when? I mean, I don't know. That's a tough question. I think that I just think that as a whole, you know, a lot of strides have been made to develop the grassroots and everything in Nigeria, but there's still a lot of work to do because our women are really good. They're really good. And, you know, me personally, I don't really think they get enough credit for some of the stuff that they've been able to accomplish, the way they played in the World Championships, you know, qualifying for the Olympics. You know, they should have beat Team USA. You know, the women.
They shouldn't have beaten us.
The women are phenomenal. Yeah, and you know, and they've been able to have a lot of success with not that much help. So I really commend what the women have done, and they should. You know, they should get a lot more help, but they're doing an amazing job, and it just speaks to, you know, again, you know, the talent that we have, and sometimes I think we rely too much on our talent and we forget, you know, to do the necessary steps just because, you know, we go to these tournaments and we play really well, but we still skip a lot of essential steps, and it starts at the very beginning. Well, I know how you can help with that, and it's simple. It's very simple. Put as much time and effort as you put into soccer. If the continent of Africa puts in just as much time and effort as they do to soccer with basketball, then the game will grow by leaps and bounds. But they have to realize that the continent has to realize that, hey, you're not only known for soccer anymore. Like, you guys are exploding for basketball now. People are coming to Africa because they know it's the next thing to explode. So you need to realize that there's actually a legitimate market here. I mean, you got so many good teams, and it's not just Nigeria. I mean, if you take a team like Congo, if Congo was to really get their stuff together and come with a team of Mike Kabongo, Moutier, Serge Ibaka, Biombo. I mean, are you kidding me?
See,
that's on one team. For the Republic of Congo, but that's okay.
That's on one team.
But Ike, all right, my thing is this, right? You could do that, but then we'll go back to the very same thing that you said earlier. The compensation is going to be peanuts. You will not be making money. Where I was going with my...
But why would the compensation be peanuts? Because these are like headline names. So sponsors are going to want to jump because these are high profile, like these are real players. So sponsors...
It's
add their name to a winning product.
It's funny you say that, Ike, because I asked you the same question. I was saying, why don't you guys come out here and play? And eventually you get paid like the way they're getting paid in Angola. And you're like, wait a minute, you know.
Well, we don't have a league. We don't even have a league.
That's true.
We can't even do that.
Okay, you don't have a league, but come on. Once you have Ike, once you have Joshua Koji, once you have Aminu, once you have those kind of names, how you not going to have a league? Please tell me, Ike.
I mean, we got names now, and We still don't have a league.
Okay, so
Karabani, just give me some background. The reason they don't have a league is actually legal. They've got a legal battle. So whether these guys return or not, it wouldn't matter.
okay, maybe that's the part that I needed to understand. Because eventually I was going to get to this. I was saying if we could get more people like you guys coming back to Africa and doing like maybe like what's his name? Yao Ming. He went out there, he bought a team in China. All right, eventually he became the president, I think, of the basketball association out there. We see Luol Deng now. We see Luol Deng. Go ahead.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but then that's when you have to understand, and I can only say this because I played in China for several years, so I know like how structured and how detailed the Chinese are when it comes to like business and teams. Like everything is like structured. They don't play around, no nothing. There's no wiggle room. You're gonna do things like this. So unfortunately, business is not necessarily ran like that in Nigeria for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. But there's just a huge way that business is ran in China compared to Nigeria. And I can say that because I'm a Nigerian and I've also done business in China and played in China. So.
Sure.
All right. Okay. I think this is going to be my final question. All right, when it's all said and done, when you finally retire and say it's over, how do you want to be remembered?
I just want to be remembered as one of the true pioneers for Nigerian basketball. Somebody who came when it wasn't cool, when it wasn't popular to play for Nigeria, and lifted the country to new heights. That's really all I want to be remembered as.
Good.
I think that is definitely something that you will be remembered as. Not even just in Nigeria. You've got so much respect from other teams and other coaches in Africa for what you've done to Nigerian basketball and African basketball.
Thank you. Well, that's actually interesting because some of the guys I haven't played with by myself. So I couldn't tell you about some of the guys, but I know it's definitely an exciting squad. It's a really good mixture of veteran players, players that played in 2017. So, I mean, I wish I could tell you more, but it's a couple of guys that I haven't played with that I'm looking forward to playing with. So I guess I'll be able to tell you when I get to Rwanda.
All right.
We'll have to do another interview when you get there.
Right. Most definitely. And Ike, we usually do this at the very end. We usually ask our guests, sell Nigeria to everybody out there. Sell Nigeria to our fans. What's the best thing about Nigeria?
The best thing about Nigeria, everything. We got the best clothes, got the best music. Our music is blowing up right now. Man, I'm hearing our music everywhere. Sometimes I'll be driving out here and I hear somebody playing some Burner Boy. I'm like, music, food. Come on, exciting basketball. What else do you want?
It's funny, everybody that comes on, they keep saying it's everything about our country. Everything is good. Lord.
I've never had the opportunity to go to Nigeria.
Wait, you mean to tell me you've traveled to all these other countries and yet you haven't been to Nigeria yet?
I can't get in. They won't let me in.
Wait, so you've actually flown to Nigeria and you've just been denied at the...
No, not that far. I wanted to come for the World Cup qualifiers when you guys hosted. And getting a tourist visa is hard.
then you would have seen the real Nigeria. You would have seen the real Nigeria then. Because we had that place rocking.
You'll have to invite me.
Absolutely.
I need to personally invite.
Absolutely.
Well, Ike, you've been great, man. You've been great. We gotta have you back. You gotta come back. You gotta come back. But you know what?
Absolutely. Anytime.
You know what? I mean, I wish you guys the best, but I'm telling you, man, you guys need a Nigerian coach on the side to help Mike Brown. I am telling you this,
we're
man.
We're gonna have a Nigerian coach, but also at the same time, you have to realize that it's not our first rodeo playing African basketball.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
We know exactly what to expect. We know we don't complain to the referees. We already know, like, maybe your first time playing in Africa, you're like, whoa, what is that? But now, we're all used to it. So
Ike, is Nigeria going to win AfroBasket 2021?
Well, that's our goal. That's definitely our goal. I mean, and to be honest with you, I mean, I want that championship really bad. I was hurt for 2015. We finished second in 2017. So, I feel like all the stars are aligning for this one. Obviously, we got to take it one game at a time. And it's going to be tough. A lot of these teams are going to load up. You never know who's going to come. But we're ready. We're going to be ready for whoever. And hopefully we're hosting up that trophy.
And which team is going to stand in your way, do you think?
Well, Senegal is always tough. Obviously, Tunisia, they're champions. They're tough. Cameroon, Angola. Yeah, you never know. I mean, because my first time playing, Egypt came out of nowhere and made it to the championship. I couldn't believe my eyes how that happened. I mean, they lost every game in group play, and then luck of the draw, they clicked at the right time and they made it all the way to the championship.
Yeah, they did.
We had Anas Osama from Egypt on the show, and they're already talking about 2023 World Cup.
Well.
So Egypt.
Yeah, so there you have it. Yeah, so
wait a minute, Ike. Why you laughing?
Hey, why not? Why not?
Okay. Hold on a second, all right? You went real political. Coach Liz asked you, are you guys going to win it? And you're like, well, our goal is to do that. Come on, man. My goal is to be the president of the United States, but that's not going to happen. I am asking you, are you going to win? Give me a definitive answer.
And again, that's our goal. Do we want to win? Absolutely. I expected to win in 2013. It didn't happen. We got knocked off. We lost in the quarterfinals, and we, went undefeated, and then we lost in the quarterfinals. I for sure thought we were the best team there, but we lost. So,
anything can happen.
Absolutely. Some of these arenas, and ball starts getting slippery. It's going to be hot in there. So you never know.
Okay. You told me something, Mike. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. You've been great. I love it. We got to have you back. Anytime. All right.
Thanks, guys.
For sure.
Thank you so much.
Okay, see ya.
All right.
All right.